Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. So, today we're going to be discussing how to properly cut, how to cut the most efficient way, and what else you should use when you're cutting to help cut even more efficiently. Okay, now the first thing we're gonna go into is cardio. So, cardio. Okay, so here's the thing with cardio. Many people think it's the main focus when you're losing weight and you're cutting, but it's not. Cardio should be not the main focus. The two main focuses are your diet and your workout. Cardio has minimal impact on weight loss. It actually can, in fact, hurt weight loss in a way that you might not think so. And it should be there. It definitely does help, especially if you like to eat. And it could help, like, make it so you can eat a bit more. Now, my next point is that cardio, it should be something fun. Try to make it fun. Don't just be on the running for an hour. That sucks. Also, another thing, I recommend probably max an hour of cardio. Unless maybe you have practice for some sport and you have to do more than an hour, that's fine, I think. But generally, if you're gonna be doing like on a treadmill, let's say, no more than an hour a total in a day. I've done more. I did like 5 hours each day of cardio one summer, and I lost a lot of weight, but that was not good. And I'll tell you why later. Currently, we're working on cardio. And some fun things I would recommend: heavyweight boxing. Well, sorry, not heavyweight boxing. Heavy punching bag boxing. And so you're gonna need some punching gloves. And also another fun thing, if you have a pool, do it. Actually, let me go take you to it. If you have a pool, I recommend you use it. Okay, so try to do something that's fun. Cardio should not be boring. I mean, if you're gonna go on the treadmill, at least watch like your favorite show, favorite movie, watch a movie that you've wanted to watch. Have it be fun. Cardio is never gonna last if you're not having fun. And I think the best way to do that is through a sport that you find fun. Now my next thing is diet. With diet, protein, even when you're cutting, is still very important. Although it might not seem like it, it still very much is. People will usually say, eat protein when you're bulking. Eat a ton of protein when you're bulking. It's still relevant when you're cutting. Because here's the thing. When you're cutting, protein is still very valuable because you're losing a lot of calories. And you're losing those calories from somewhere. And if you do not eat more protein, protein helps maintain and build muscle. And if you're not eating enough protein, your body's just gonna eat away a lot more than at your muscles than you are building them or maintaining them. So protein is very much important if you do not want to end up skinny fat. Now, I was gonna talk about this in cardio, now I'm gonna talk about it now. Skinny fat. When you do not want to end up skinny fat. Skinny fat is bad. Skinny fat is where you lost tons of weight, but it doesn't really show. I've had the first time I worked out, I told you about this earlier, I think. I worked out for 5 hours each day in the summer. That was not a good idea because I ended up looking the exact same as I did at the start, but like 60 pounds less. It's not a good idea. Most people think that you could just cut as fast as possible, look amazing. It's not you're just gonna lose all your muscle. And then you're not gonna look as that good. So, do not do that. Trust me, take it slow. Take cutting slow, because the slower you do it, the more you're gonna keep your muscle. And now I'm trying to regain my muscle that I used to have, while also trying to look kind of big. I think I've gotten to the point where I've regained most of my muscle. I used to be really strong, now I'm not really. And then I became really weak. Now, most people will tell you to track your calories. That's a very good thing. Do track your calories. But if you're like me and you don't like to do that, do not track your calories after you're done tracking your calories for 3 weeks. Do like a good 3 weeks of tracking every single calorie and macronutrients and doing everything right. And I recommend using an app when you do this. And then once you get the use to it, then your brain is gonna understand what you can eat in a day. And you're already gonna understand it. And so at that point, you're probably gonna not need a calorie tracking app anymore. And so you can kind of do it intuitively. So if you wanna do it like that, you definitely can. I do like that myself. Now my next part is, it actually has to pertain to the skinny fat thing. You have maintenance calories, and that's how many calories you burn each day without doing anything. It's generally calories you burn when you're resting, when you're eating, when you're doing everything throughout your life. You can find out, this is like usually around like 2,000 calories each day you burn without doing any cardio or anything like that. And that's just flat out, just you living. And you can usually find out what your maintenance calories are by finding some place online. There are a lot of good ones, good websites that help you find your maintenance calories, and I have probably post one in the description, so check it. And also, while you're down there, please subscribe and like. Now, talking about maintenance calories, you do have to burn more calories than you eat in a day, but that's including maintenance calories. I did not understand this the first time I did this, so that's why I did 5 hours of cardio every single day. I need you to understand this. You probably want to burn also each day a total of 500 to 1,000 calories, like total, because you don't want to burn too much fat each day, because like I said, you're going to become skinny fat and you're not going to be looking nice. It's just going to look bad. If you're cutting, I recommend drinking a lot of water, because oftentimes when you feel hungry, you're not actually hungry, you're just thirsty. And so if you're ever hungry, instead of going to get food, drink a big thing of water, and then wait 20 minutes. If you're still hungry, go get food. But if you're not, then good. A lot of the time, your brain gets messed up and doesn't understand the difference between hunger and like when you're thirsty. Now I went over this earlier, and it's the slower you cut, the more muscle you will keep in the end, and the better you will look in the end. And the faster you cut, the more muscle you will lose in the end. So if you want to keep and maintain or even gain muscle when cutting, then you need to go slower. But I understand that might be annoying, but it's true. And I will say this, as someone who did that fast cut, it does take longer to get to what I should have been. And so, yeah, I do not recommend doing that. Now, to my next thing, workouts. Now, I'm going to guess you're a new lifter, and so I'm gonna say you probably don't have access to a gym, or maybe you do, but let's say you don't. You can actually work out in this different way of working out than machines and what you might be thinking. It's called calisthenics. It's like push-ups, pull-ups, that sort of stuff. It's all called body weight workouts. Now you can actually find easier variations of push-ups and pull-ups and all that sort of stuff if you cannot do those. And so I recommend, if you do not have a gym prescription or gym membership, that you do calisthenics. And maybe you're waiting on a gym membership, or maybe you're not old enough where you can't drive. Just do calisthenics instead while you wait. That's the best option. That's what I did, and now I have access to gyms. I also had a decent home gym with dumbbells up to 40 pounds and a bench. It's okay. I mean, that's a different type of calisthenics called hybrid calisthenics, where you can add like dumbbells. And dumbbells, like a single pair, they're not that much. And plus, you can use them for a lot of things. And so I do recommend also you get dumbbells. But for the other people who do have access to the gym, I recommend you do more of the free weights, more of the barbells, more of the dumbbells, and less of the machines, because the machines only work a particular part of the muscle. And when you do and it's a lot less practical. And when you do something like the bench with an actual barbell and not a Smith machine, you gain more proper muscles for what you're doing. So, and it's a lot more better than just using machines. And you can also, it's a lot harder. But that will mean generally you might need a spotter. But if you're at a public gym, it's not that bad. Now I talked about there are easier variations for calisthenics. Now, if you want to get something, you can. It's called a resistance band. If you cannot do a pull-up, you can get that. Resistance band will help you. I actually have one right here. This is a resistance band. Put this on a pull-up bar. It's really easy. And then with it, you can make pull-ups way easier. If you were not able to do a single pull-up, this resistance band can probably make you do 10 or 15. And then you can use that to build the proper muscles, to slowly progress and build the proper muscles to do your first pull-up. And there's also like easier ways to do a push-up. If you cannot do a push-up, or you can do very few amount of push-ups, do incline push-ups, like push-ups against the wall. And then progressively get flatter and flatter and flatter until you're all the way flat, and then boom. So you like, maybe, let's say you progress against, it's gonna go like this, where your push-ups are gonna go more and more flat until it's all the way parallel to the ground. Yeah, there we go. Hello. So, for the last part, so the other day, I was filming the video, I had to stop. So I'm here to finish the video. Okay. So the last part, I talked about this earlier, a little bit at the intro. And that is things that will help performance, like things that you can buy. So they're not exactly steroids, but these things can have benefits like steroids, just not as good. That means they're a lot healthier for you, and they're natural. Now, one of them, multivitamins. Your body, when you work out, you lose a lot of vitamins, electrolytes, and all that sort of stuff. Your body needs those. And when you have the correct amount, help produce more testosterone, because you might be producing less testosterone than you should be. Now, ashwagandha. Ashwagandha, all it really does, it kind of like chills you out. It makes it so you're less stressed, and it also makes it so you sleep better and deeper and all of that. So it's great. And then for that, and then as an added benefit, because of the extra sleep and your body's more relaxed, there have been like studies showing that people will produce more testosterone just because their bodies are more relaxed and it's easier to create testosterone. And then next, creatine. Now, you probably do know about this. Creatine, it's the most researched supplement. Basically the premise is creatine, you take it and then you have it with water. You should have a lot of water if you're having creatine. And so you have it with water, and the creatine, I'm gonna use my bicep as an example. When you work out and tear the bicep muscles, which is what you're always supposed to be doing, it also fills up with more water. The creatine helps form water, and so it kind of gets bigger. So if you're mainly like aesthetics, it also helps with strength too. And so those are the two benefits with creatine. And my last thing to do that I think you should get to help with cutting is energy drinks or just caffeine. I do prefer energy drinks though, are also pre-workout, but I do prefer energy drinks because if you like, I guess always like, if you like soda, this is a good replacement because a lot of energy drinks are like 0 calories, and they're also stimulants, so you can use those to replace a meal, and should have enough energy to help you throughout the day. And yeah, so that's everything I have for cutting. Please like, subscribe, those two. And yeah, all I gotta say, the best thing that you can do to help cutting right now is just go to the gym right now. That's the best advice. Best advice. To put this video down and then go to the gym. And once you come back, or you still haven't left yet, I'll see you later.